You,
Welcome to another episode of Talking Ravens All Day, Every Day. I'm Shannon here with Dave this evening. Justin's allergies got the best of him, so he couldn't make it tonight. So we're going to hold it down for him. On the YouTube version, this is going to be episode 131. And an audio version, it's going to be season 2, episode 31. So tonight we're going to preview the Commanders game that we have coming up this Sunday. They'll be in town. I know we're all excited for that. Two teams right now, two good teams in each of their conference. Um, I believe the Ravens are either leading a tie for first place in the AFC North. I think we're tied with the Steelers, but I saw they
yep,
had us
what
over.
time?
I think they have us over them. I think probably because we have a division win. And I believe the Commanders are number one in their division. So you'll have two Titans hitting up this week. So let's get right into it. Dave, coaching matchup. Dan Quinn or John Harbaugh? Who has the edge in that matchup?
Baltimore has the advantage. I mean, John Harbaugh has been there and done that. Baltimore, we've been doing this. Washington is new to this. Dan Quinn is a great coach, in my opinion, but was just fired from Dallas last season when he was the defensive coordinator after the defense got shredded like lettuce in the playoffs against Green Bay. But John Harbaugh is a Super Bowl champion. And when you're a champion, no one can take that away from you. So give me the Ravens.
I have John Harbaugh as well. For the consistency and the longevity, I do think Dan Quinn is a solid coach. I wasn't sure if he got fired or if that was a promotion, like he just got picked up for the Redskins job. But he did win a Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator. He took the Falcons to the Super Bowl. This is his second stint as a head coach, so I think he's doing a great job so far. They started off great, but I'm gonna give it to John Harbaugh. I mean, to be somewhere for 17, 18 years, I think 17 years this year, you're doing something
18.
right. Yeah, so you're doing something right. So I'm gonna give that to John Harbaugh. All
Baltimore.
right. Offensive coordinator, do you give it to Todd Monken or Cliff Kingsbury?
You gotta love this battle of complete masterminds. I'm gonna call this one even. Todd Monken has absolutely been surgical this season. Our record is 3-2, but the ceiling on his offense is limitless. The play calling has been elite. Lamar Jackson has never looked better. Hey, I don't know about you, but I'm here for it. We can move the ball, don't matter what the down and distance. Tom Monk and Lamar Jackson, they executing at a high level. As for the Commanders, Cliff Kingsbury, he's looked like a coach reborn this season. He has Washington's offense jamming. Commanders are second in the league in rushing behind the Ravens, but lead the league in rushing touchdowns with 13. So both coaches are doing a great job on the offensive side of the ball.
I agree. This one was pretty tough for me to decide because I, like you said, I feel like Todd Monken has done a okay job this season. I'm not going to make it seem like early on, before week 3, we weren't questioning a lot of things, and even still questioning things in the game against Dallas. But I'm gonna give the slight edge to Cliff Kingsbury, and it's only because I just feel like he's like one of these young creative minds that everybody talks about that we have in the NFL now. Guys like that, like Justin, like would like them to work with Lamar. Like we talk about these type of things. Cliff Kingsbury's worked with Johnny Football, Pat Mahomes, Clay Williams in college. Kyler Murray had his best season under him. So just thinking about it from an offensive perspective, it was hard for me to pick. But when I just looked at the overall history and what they've done, and I know that Todd Monken also won in college and things like that with Georgia. I know that. But I just feel like even last year and this year, thinking about him as an offensive coordinator, it's taking some time to figure out what, like we're still saying what is our identity, and we're going into week 6 now. Like we're still trying to figure it out. Like I told Justin on Tuesday, these last 3 wins, we won them all different ways. So that's a good thing, but it's still a bad thing in the sense of when you're still trying to talk about an identity of a team. Do you need an identity or not? I don't know. It's up for question. But like I said, both are doing pretty good this season. I don't dislike Todd Monken, but just the only reason why I'm giving Cliff Kingsbury the edge is because he's what people like, these new hot young guys, and he's worked with quite a few great good quarterbacks in college and in the NFL. And I think he's great for Jaden Daniels. Like who could you can ask for a better offensive coordinator, particularly as a rookie.
I
Like
agree. I knew it was gonna be
With
a
Kyler
perfect.
Murray, I think Kyler Murray kind of just Kyler Murray seems like he might be one of those arrogant type of guys. So it might be hard to like work with him because I saw they would be combative on the sideline sometimes, but I still think that he did okay as a head coach there. Just everything is not under his control.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury made Kyler Murray what he is today. I totally agree, and yeah, so can't go wrong. Like if
No,
that
yeah.
that one go went either way. They're both great.
Yeah. Doing a good job this year.
Yeah.
All right, and moving to the defensive coordinators, who do you give the edge to, Joe Witt or Zach Orr?
Both these defensive coordinators need some milk. I got milk and magnesium for both of these two because both of these two defenses been getting whooped. Joe Witt Jr. is bringing his Commanders defense with a bottom five pass defense. But I gotta talk about Zach. Oh, but I think better days are coming because Dean Pease just got hired as an assistant coach. Because I have faith, Zach, or I mean, we've seen flashes of great defense some weeks, and
Hmm.
some weeks our defense looks like prime rib about to get eaten alive. But I'm gonna roll with Zach on this one.
Yeah, this one was kind of like for me. When I looked at the rankings, particularly, I'm giving it to Joe Witt because he has more experience. And since you mentioned Jadine Pease, let's talk about that right now as well. You know, how did you feel about Zach Orr bringing him in this week, and
Uh,
he's going to be, I'm assuming, with the team for the rest of the season.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, once again, I think Zach Orr's he's going to figure it out because once again, we bought most of the same defense back from last year. So it's
Hmm.
not like you don't know these guys. But at the same time, Dean Pease, he's been there, done that. Dean Pease was elite. So for him to just come back and help out and say, "Hey, I see this," or "Look at this," I mean, it can't help to just have a buddy say, help you out. So I like
Hmm.
the move. I really like the move.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, it takes like a grown man, a grown person to admit that you might need some help. So I'm not mad at Zach Orr for taking it, acknowledging that. Dean Pease, he's probably coached football longer than Zach Orr's been alive. Zach Orr's like 32. I'm pretty sure Dean Pease been coaching football longer than that. So it doesn't hurt to have extra eyes. Zach Orr said he's like a mentor to him, so obviously he's still been in communication with him. Zach Orr said he wanted him to come in earlier than now, but it just didn't work out, and now Dean Pease is in the building. You have to also give a shout out to the likes of like Steve Bisciotti and Art DeCosta and John Harbaugh for allowing a coach to make a decision like that. A lot of organizations aren't run like that, because they might look at it like, well, what are we going to bring him in for and pay him when we're paying you? Like you're supposed to be the guy. So nobody has an ego too big to do anything to better the team. So I think it was a great thing to do. Like I said, give him different eyes. And like I told Justin on Tuesday, because the question I asked on Tuesday was, do you think that Zach Orr is in over his head? And Justin said yes, and I said no. And my thing is this: you gotta give him grace. I don't care. Like I told Justin, if you look at the history of football, I guarantee that we probably could pull up coordinators that you consider to be great. You look at their first year as a coordinator, and let's see how they were in their first 5 games. We talked about Mike McDonald. In comparison to 2022 and 2024, we gave up more yards that year than we've given up so far this year. So if we can give Mike grace, I think we should give Zach grace. You don't get the number one rush defense by mistake. We have that. We talk about being number one running the ball. We're also number one stopping the run. So you can't give Zach or credit for or try to blame him for certain things, but then not want to give him credit for other things. So for me, I like it. I like the move. It can't hurt. Um, I don't care if you put him up in a booth or have him down on the sideline. I don't really care. But I think it's a great thing for the team, and I think we're going to notice the defense is going to get better. Our issue right now is pass defense. If Dean Pease can come in and help fix that, I think we'll be on the right track.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I mean, you can't blame Zach Orr because safeties is out there getting torched. You can't put that on Zach Orr.
And that's what I told Justin that I heard John Harbaugh when he did his press conference. John said, looking at the film, it was like 4 to 5 players were out of position on particular plays. And I'm saying to Justin, like, that's not, I was like, it can be a couple of different things that can be why that's happening. But I don't think you can only put that on Zach Orr, because what if Zach Orr is giving the plays on time, and let's say it's Roquan. Roquan is telling y'all what to do, but guys don't really understand their assignment. Is that still Zach Orr's problem? Or could it be a DB coach? Like, it's so much blame to go around, but I still think it's fixable. I don't think the defense is like, oh my, like we went through some seasons of bad like defenses that we're like, this is not the Ravens defense. I
Right.
still feel like this defense has shown flashes. The first 3 quarters against the Cowboys, the Bills
Right.
game. I mean, whatever you want to say about the Chiefs, I mean, they aren't playing that well anyway, but we still was neck and neck with them. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not all bad. It's just that
Right.
we've given up some big plays and bad moments. We've given up leads. You know, it looks bad when you start the season 0-2. But we're
Right.
now 3-2 and won 3 in a row. Like, the defense has played well more than once. So I still say give Zach Orr some grace, but I'm glad that Dean Pease is in the building.
Absolutely. I mean, like it'll be like little lapses. It like you just said, the Dallas game, perfect example. First 3 quarters, 6 points, and then one quarter, you got killed.
Yep,
So you see that you can do it, but you just gotta do it for a whole game.
the whole
So
game. All right, so let's get back to the position compared. We're on the quarter. Well, excuse me, move on to the quarterback now. So who do you have? Jayden Daniels or Lamar Jackson in the quarterback matchup?
oh man, this one is a heavyweight championship battle. The two-time MVP against the new fastest gun in the East. Lamar Jackson has been putting on a clinic. First session free. Best touchdown interception Nate ratio in the league. Second in the NFL in total yards. But Jaden Daniels is having a CJ Stroud effect on Washington. He's
Mm-hmm.
on fire like NBA Jam. Just give him the rookie of the year already. This guy is in the MVP race as a rookie. Lamar is better, but Jaden is coming up quick. So, but it's still Lamar Jackson. But this one is really close. But Jaden Daniels ain't been doing it long enough yet to be. You ain't on Lamar Jackson's level yet. You only done it for a couple of games. So stop playing. Stop playing with me, man. It's Lamar Jackson. Stop playing. LJ.
Yes, definitely Lamar. I mean, I wouldn't even disrespect Lamar like that to even say a rookie is better than him. Lamar's proven so much in this league. Jaden Daniels has been fun to watch. I mean, I'm not mad at him or what they're doing over there in DC. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Lamar.
No doubt.
All right, running backs. Who has the edge, Ravens or Commanders?
Derrick Henry is leading the league with 572 yards. Brian Robinson has 325 yards for the Commanders, which ranks 14th in NFL. Our guy leads the league. Their guy's middle of the pack. Their guy is good, but we got King Henry, man. Come on, stop playing with.
hmm I agree. Ravens in that matchup as well. For everything you just said. Offensive for offensive line, who do you give the edge to, Commanders or the Ravens?
No doubt. You know, I ain't been here in a couple weeks. You know, you miss me, girl. Come on now. I miss y'all too. So we going O line.
Yes.
O line. All right, cool. All right. Both units, they've been good and improving. I think they both do just enough to get the job done. So I'm just gonna call this one even. Like both of them aren't great, but they're good. They're good enough. They're both good, but not great.
hmm
But they're both good and could be great. So I'm gonna call this one even.
I'm gonna give it to the Commanders. I feel like the Ravens offensive line has been pretty good the past 3 weeks, but I can't act like the first two didn't happen. So the fact that the Commanders have seen they've been a little bit more consistent than the Ravens in that front, I'm gonna give it to the Commanders for the offensive line.
No doubt. Okay.
And what about the wide receivers and tight ends? Who do you give the edge to there?
All right, the receivers are pretty close, but our edge is the two tight ends you knew about, Andrews and Likely, but the world wasn't ready for the secret weapon, Charlie Kolar. Kolar gonna take it all the way to the house, baby. Patrick Ricard, he's listed as a running back, but he's just a football player. He just want to go out there. He don't even care about getting the ball. He just want to hit somebody. He blasted
Hmm.
a couple of them guys in the next week with his blocks. So I mean, come on, it's the Ravens, but the Commanders they got some good receivers. Terry McLaurin, I've always liked Terry McLaurin, and he's doing good on my fantasy football team. So Terry McLaurin and a bag of chips because the other guys, McCaffrey and Diami Brown and Zach Ertz, he's playing pretty good too. But give me the
Hmm.
Ravens. Come on, stop playing the rent.
Yes, definitely the Ravens. For everything you just said, like I just feel like our core wide receiver and tight end is just deeper and better than what they have. But McLaurin really is nice, so that's a guy that we have to keep an eye on. Don't treat him like we treated Devontae Adams in week 2. Definitely got to keep an eye on him.
Right, right, because he has Jamar Chase speed. So
Yep.
right, don't let him burn you.
All right, so moving over to the defensive line. What do you give the edge to, Ravens or Commanders?
The Ravens have the number one rush defense in the game. It's the Ravens. His name is Namdi. He's still playing elite. Travis Jones breaking bones. Don't run up the middle. Michael Pierce still around. It's the Ravens. I mean, but the Redskins. I still call them the Redskins sometimes. My
That's tough.
bad.
I know.
But
I know. I do too.
right,
I
the
do.
Commanders. But they got some beasts on that line. They got some
Hmm.
beasts on that line too, Payne and them. So, but it's the Ravens though. You can run on
Yeah,
Washington. You ain't gonna run on that.
and that's what I was gonna say. I'm giving it to the Ravens. Like I mentioned earlier, like you don't have the number one run defense by mistake. Like those guys up front have been doing their job, doing the damn thing. So I'm definitely going to give the edge to the Ravens with the defensive line. And what about the linebackers? Who do you give the edge to, Commanders or the Ravens?
Linebackers, same thing. Like I said, number one. So front seven is D line linebackers. Roquan Smith is the best in the game. 15 tackles last week. Big game. Let's go. Kyle Van Noy, come on. This guy just doesn't age. All he does is
Hmm.
just get sacks. So it's
Hmm.
the Ravens and the Redskins. They got that's kind of the weakness of their team, the linebackers. Kind of inconsistent. Wagner's playing well, but
And that's
that
Wagner from that was on Seattle, right?
right, Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner's still playing good ball. So, but it's the Ravens. Ravens, we got this.
I have the Ravens as well. For everything you just said, like I said, Roquan being on your team, being a middle linebacker is going to make your core a lot better than a lot of other teams. So yeah, I'm going to give it to the Ravens as well. And what about the DBs, cornerbacks, and safeties? Who has the edge, Ravens or Commanders?
The Ravens still got it, even though last week they looked really, really bad. But still, hey, everybody has bad days. Marlon Humphrey, he's he's been playing good, but he's been getting hit up a little bit this year. Brandon Stevens, Wiggins has played pretty well. Wiggins is still a rookie. He's a first
Hmm.
round rookie. We have high expectations. He's played well. He's made some plays, but he's gave up some too. But once again, growing pains.
Hmm.
As far as the safeties, Hamilton's playing great. Even though, listen, we gotta talk about Kyle Hamilton. He's playing still all pro level ball,
Hmm.
but everybody else in that secondary, the safeties, Marcus Williams, man,
Ooh, the
he been getting
stinker.
shredded like lettuce. Oh,
Hmm.
geez.
Talked
Eddie
about that on
Jackson.
Tuesday.
Eddie Jackson looked like a turnstile out there. He just turned around. Eddie Jackson, I don't know. I don't know
Hmm.
about that. Now, Darius Washington's been playing pretty good. He's been playing pretty good, but man, listen, Marcus Williams, I'm watching you. Come on, I need better from you. And Washington, Their corners, man, they began cooked like breakfast hibachi all season. So it's the Ravens. Nah, you like that one.
Uh,
Come on, man. Hey, I make you
yeah.
laugh. See, I'm good for something. I can
Oh
make
my
you laugh.
God.
Listen, I don't want to make you cry. I just want to make you laugh. That's all I want.
But I agree. I mean, it's the Ravens. I mean, and everything you just said about who you've been disappointed in, I talked about that on Tuesday. Like Marcus Williams, it's ridiculous. You know, you played better with one arm last season, and now that we have expectations, you kind of looking lost out there. Eddie, we didn't bring you in here to be this way. You know what I mean? So I feel like our secondary is deeper. If they put it all together and play the way we know they can play, they're better than a whole lot of other secondaries around the league. I'm going to give them the edge in this game, but they still got some work to do back there, like they do. And Marlon Humphrey's been playing pretty good, like quietly. Like I don't know what people want from him. He hasn't been playing that bad this season to me.
Yeah, he's not. He ain't. He's not bad, but he declined a little bit.
And Brandon Stevens, he needs to get his turn his head around. That's part of his issue. He doesn't look for the ball. It seems like, and it seems like more teams are like targeting him this season than they were last year. Like they're damn like it's a contract year. You feel me? So he better figure it out because the Ravens ain't draft a cornerback in the first round for no reason. Like we always prepare for people to leave.
Right. No doubt. No doubt.
All right, and so moving on to last but not least, special teams. Who do you give the edge to, the Commanders or the Ravens?
Special teams. Gonna still go with the Ravens, baby. Listen, Justin Tucker. He's missed a couple of them this year, but he got it done last week. Justin Tucker, he's still the GOAT. He started off slow, but listen, I'm not going to ever lose faith in Justin Tucker. He's made too many big kicks. He's won too many games for us. Hey, shout out to everybody that's watching, everybody. Thank everybody for watching. But Justin Tucker, he's still the GOAT, man. I mean, come on now. I mean, of course, we put him in that position. Derrick Henry got shot about that 51-yard run. What? Come on now. Like I said,
Yeah,
so Tucker's still the GOAT. Um, Hardy, he hasn't really done too much, but
he
but
got. It seemed like he didn't even play last week. I don't even think he was active.
right, right. But Washington, their kicker's been making some kicks. Austin Seibert, he's done a good job. Like I said, Washington is coming, man. They're 4-1. He's made a lot of kicks. So let's still the Ravens. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, as tough as we've been on Justin Tucker this season, I mean, he played well. He did what we needed him to do against the Bengals. I mean, he won the game for us. But as long as you got Justin Tucker on your team, even with his issues this season, he's going to make your special teams be better than a lot of other teams. I would like to see more from Stout. I would like to see him pin it a little bit more. When it's time for the opposing team to get the ball. And I would like to just have better field position. I just feel like the special teams really haven't been helping out the offense or the defense really when it's their time to get on the field. But I'm still going to give the edge to the Ravens, not by a lot, but like I said, anytime you have a guy like Justin Tucker, first ballot, most likely a first ballot Hall of Famer on your special teams, you're going to be better than a lot of teams. So I'll go Ravens.
I agree.
All right, so moving on to the topics that we have today. So, how do you think Zach Orr will plan to contain Jaden Daniels and the Commanders' offense?
Well, this is actually a good matchup for us because we have the best run defense in the league. And what does Washington do? They are the second best rushing offense in the league. So we can match up good with them there once again.
Hmm.
So that's where I think we're going to be good. Just stop the run. Don't let Jaden Daniels kill it. Like Jaden Daniels plays a lot like Lamar Jackson does. He
Hmm.
drops back. If you give him some daylight, he gonna run. Do not let Jaden Daniels run on you. So that's the main thing. Keep him in the pocket and force him to throw. I'd rather see him throw than run, even though he's a good passer, but he can kill you running the ball. So just stop him from running the ball.
I agree. We kind of have the same identical plan for the week. I said that our strong suit is stopping the run, and I feel like that's what we should do. We should focus on trying to do that as well as limiting Jayden Daniels, because if you limit him that way, then you can and you contain the run for the most part. You can make them one dimensional. Then we need the pass rush to show up. I feel like they were kind of MIA, particularly Van Noy and Oway last week. But we need them this week to step up. And on the back end, McLaurin needs to be covered at all times. Like when you think back to like that Raiders game, that's what irritates me the most is like that Devontae Adams is their only legit weapon, like who you have to be worried about out there outside of that tight end. And we just left him. He just was freely running in the back and scored a touchdown. You know what I mean? So let's
Right.
not do that. Let's minimize the big plays. And I think it's possible. I really do.
I agree. Well said. Well said.
All right. And how will Todd Monken attack the Commanders defense?
Oh man, once again, Todd Monken, my guy. He's been surgical all season. We're gonna throw all over these corners. These corners, man, listen. There's more holes in the secondary than Swiss cheese. We're gonna find them holes. We're gonna do what we want. Derrick Henry, power ball straight at you, straight down your throat. You can't do anything to stop that. So I think we gonna have a field day on them. Anything we want. That if that's the answer, anything we want to do, we gonna do it. They ain't got nothing for us.
Mhm. I think that through 5 weeks, the Ravens offense has showed that they can win in different ways. So to be a team to have to defend that, you don't know what's coming each week. Like you don't know how they're going to come. What I think that Monken needs to do is dig in his creative bag. One thing that he's done with the running backs that I like is that earlier on he would put them in a game and it would clearly run situations. And then as the has went on, he's lined them up and involved them in the passing game as well. I think it's time to get the tight ends involved in that as well. The past couple of weeks, they've been doing great blocking wise. They're at the top of the league. And we saw what they could do last week. They were all eating. Everybody ate. When you spread the ball around, everybody can get some. I think that bodes well for the offense. Um, and Lamar can spread the ball around. So that needs to be the objective. Of course, running the ball needs to be our main focus. But if they're going to stack the box, make them pay for it. You know what I mean? So I just like the fact that we do have the ability to do different things. It's just time for them to really put it together and show up every week a different way.
Right. I mean, one thing I like about Monken is Lamar. He gives Lamar that freedom. He gets up to the line because look, the Bengals, they were shutting down the run in the beginning.
Oh
Once
yeah.
again, you know, so he can make the adjustments. He say, "Oh, okay, you want to stop the run? Now
Hmm.
we're gonna throw on you. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's get Likely involved. Mark Andrews had his best game of the season. Of course, Zay is looking like young Antonio Brown out here.
Hmm.
So the fact
Bateman
that he
got in
can
on
make
it.
adjustments,
Cola.
the Cole, man, listen, Andrews better pick it up because Kolar can play. I like
Hmm.
Kolar a lot. And if Bateman had a good game, let's go Bateman. So the fact that he's getting everybody involved is amazing.
Hmm. Yeah. So,
That big, my bad. Who was that?
oh, go ahead.
Who was that? That this commented? I can't really see it. Hey, thanks for checking it out. I can't even pronounce that right there. Can you pronounce that?
Mon Mons Cola controller. I don't
Con- Controller. We just gonna call you controller, man. Thanks for checking in for us. Check
know.
happening and everybody else, no doubt. Listen, man, they
Okay,
need to give us a bigger platform, man, because look, man, we just want to make you laugh. We don't want to make you cry.
definitely. All right, so moving on to the over and under for the week. You have Lamar going over or under 275 total yards.
Oh man, big game for Lamar. 350 at least over.
I was thinking about this too this week. I don't know if there's any other team that might have quarterbacks like both of these teams have that could prepare their defenses for the quarterback they're about to face. You know what I mean? Like Jayden Daniels is not Lamar Jackson. I mean, Lamar Jackson is not Jayden Daniels. But when the Commanders' defense goes against Jayden Daniels, they can kind of get a peek of what it might be like to have to chase Lamar around. and vice versa with the Ravens defense having to possibly chase around Jayden Daniels. So I think it's really interesting. Both matchups is going to be interesting to me, but I have them going under. I have 225 passing, 40 rushing. I'll say about 265 on the day total.
Okay, so just missing. Okay.
All right, Derrick Henry over or under 130 yards.
Ooh, okay. Over, man. Derrick Henry. We gonna go give him $150. Let's go, Henry.
I got him under at 115.
Okay.
All right, over under Zay Flowers 95 yards.
We gonna call him Big Play Zay this week. He gonna catch a deep touchdown. We going downtown on these sorry corners. Zay 400. Zay 400.
Mm.
Oh,
Has he ever had back to back 100-yard games? I have to look that up. I don't know if he has or not.
he might have done it last year. I know with San Francisco we had a big game, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I think against Miami. I can't remember who it was. I think he might
Yeah,
have did it
well,
once, maybe
yeah.
once.
So I'm going under, and I have him at 80 yards for the day. And what about Rashad Bateman, 65 over or under yards?
I don't think he'll get 65. I like the way Bateman's been playing. I'm just gonna keep him around 35 just to keep it, yeah, keep about
Safe.
35. So a little under, a little bit under. He ain't putting
I
up
have
big numbers.
I got him as under as well, and I'm saying 55 yards.
Okay.
Bateman's good for a big play or two. Like he can get you a big play if you target him,
Yeah.
and he's open a lot. Like I really do wish that him and Lamar could like, cause he really do be getting separation. He be out there.
Yeah.
Uh, but moving on to the defense, interceptions over or under two.
Over under two. I'm gonna say under because Jayden Daniels he's pretty careful with the ball. So I think
Hmm.
we'll get him once. So under.
Yep, I had the same thing under as well in one. And sacks over or under 3 sacks.
Over. See, this is where I think we're gonna get him because once again, Jane Daniels, he's gonna try to run, and like I said, the front seven, we're gonna put that heat on them and make them throw the ball. So I think that we'll get them 5 times going over.
Okay. I have over as well, and I said four. All right. And last one combined tackles for Roquan and Simpson 17 over or under.
Oh, combined for 17, gotta be over, man. Because once again, Rowe just had 15 last week, and
Hmm.
I think I'm always gonna give Rowe at least 10 a week.
Hmm.
Simpson, I'm gonna say a little over. I say 20. I say Simpson big game on tackles.
Okay. And I say over as well, and I say 19. All right. So, Dave, give me your three keys to victory for the Ravens against the Commanders.
3 keys of victory. Number one, Jaden Daniels, just don't let him run on you. Don't let him dance on you. Keep him in the pocket. Contain him. As long as you contain him and don't let him kill you run with his legs running, then I think we can get that. So that's number one. Contain him. Don't let him light us up. Number
Hmm.
two, contain Terry McLaurin. Once again, we have a problem with elite receivers. Once again, Devontae Adams, he killed us. Jamar Chase, he killed us. So we have to stop Terry McLaurin and make Jaden Daniels find another, way to beat us, throwing the ball. Number
Hmm.
three, just keep doing what we're doing on offense. Derrick Henry, and if Derrick Henry's not running the ball, then we can throw the ball. So just whatever we need to do on offense, just keep doing what we're doing. So that's my three.
Okay, so my three is this. Kind of similar to you with Jaden Daniels. I say make him uncomfortable. He's been playing really well and really free. So let's do everything we can to make him uncomfortable. Create turnovers. Allow the offense more opportunities to get out there and score points. And lastly, field position. I mentioned this a little bit talking about when we talked about special teams. We need to do more to help out the offense and the defense. I still can't forget Stout with that short punt that he kicked. I can't even remember which game it was at this point. And he basically was it the Raiders game? Which game was that? Oh, I was
Raiders.
so
You're right.
mad.
No, you're right.
I was that
Shanker
was horrible.
Parliament.
Yeah, so I mean, I just wish that we could do more with special teams. So those are my three keys: make Daniel Daniels uncomfortable, create turnovers, and have better field position.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. So our last topic today is going to be a score prediction. And even though Justin's not here, get well, Justin. I'm going to give you his score prediction, and then I will get Dave's, and then I will give mine. So Justin's prediction is 31-21 Ravens. Dave, what do you have?
I was pretty close at it. I think it's going to be a close game. I think we're going to win 30-24.
We're all in the same realm with what we think it's going to be. Because I've noticed they haven't scored anything less than 20 points. So I won't really disrespect them to say that it's going to be less than that. I have it at 30-21, excuse me, Ravens. But like you said, I could see it being a close game and being something similar to what we just dealt with against the Bengals because they had a game similar to that against the Bengals. So it could be another nail biter for us.
Right? Yeah,
All
definitely.
right.
Washington is a dangerous team, man.
Yeah. So that's the show for today. Dave, do you have anything that you want to say to the people?
I'm just going to say, it's good to be back. I had a little phone problems the last couple of weeks. Also, been a little bit under the weather also. But thanks to everybody who's tapping in and supporting us. I really appreciate y'all. Ravens, we looking good. We putting together these wins. We trying to get to the goal this year. So we looking good. And Orioles, come on, man, spend some money this year. Sign Santander and sign Corbin Burns. Come on, now, let's go Orioles. Come on back.
Yeah, I agree. I said that to Justin as well. They need to spend some money, the Orioles. And as far as the Ravens go, I just feel like I mentioned this on Tuesday, and I just want to say it again. Um, when we were 0-2, I said we're about to learn the character of this team over the next 3 weeks because we could easily be 0-5. That was me giving respect to the Cowboys and the Bills and the Bengals because I respect the quarterbacks on those teams. I respect the talent on those teams. And I knew it wasn't going to be gimmies. And we came out, like I said on Tuesday, we came out 3-0 in all of those matchups. This is not to disrespect the Commanders, but at all, because I feel like you can only play who's in front of you. But I can't think of a team that has had tougher matchups through 5 weeks than the Ravens. I said this to Justin on Tuesday. I just feel like even when I just think of, I still can't think of who has faced tougher quarterbacks. Take the Raiders out. If you want to say the Raiders don't count because they're not a good team, okay, fine. But Pat Mahomes, Dak, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow, and now you have Jayden Daniels coming in the town. I don't know that anybody's faced tougher competition starting the season off. Like this really could have been a bad. This could have went. It could have started off really really bad for us, and it's been a long season. But our guys pulled it together, and I'm proud. Like I said this on Tuesday, and I want to say it again. Like I'm really really proud of these guys. And as much as we talk about John Harbaugh, Zach Orr, or anybody else we want to call out, you couldn't be in this position without those guys. So as much as we can, rag on guys, I want to give them their props when it's due as well. So that's all I had to say.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, get well, Justin, too. Hey, quick
Go
happy
ahead.
happy birthday shout out, Lakeisha Johnson and Warto Smith.
All right. So that's the episode for today. Me and Justin will be back on Tuesday to recap the game against the Commanders. I hope everybody has a great night. Check out, I believe the WNBA finals comes on tonight, game one. And then we have NFL football as well. So get into all of that. And the MLB playoffs. So there's a lot going on tonight. Whatever you want to watch. Baseball, WNBA, NFL is all out there for you to watch. Hope you guys have a great night. And good night. Good night, Dave.
No doubt. Hey, good night. Peace out, y'all. The sports heaven out here today.